at the end.
Okay, cool. So we are back live on YouTube. I'm going to go live on Facebook, and then we will go. Um, I will switch out, and then we'll go live on Instagram. Okay.
For sure.
So currently, welcome to the Real Right Show. We are live and in full effect. I am Michael Smalls from Keller Williams, Bahia, real estate agent, and today we have Eduardo Villegas. I said it right, Villegas.
Villegas. Villegas.
Villegas. I forgot
You got it.
they pronounced the two L's like a Y. So
Like a
Villegas.
wife. Correct.
Steve. So we have Eduardo Villegas from Creditaria, and they specialize in cross-border mortgage loan financing for Americans using your credit score. Let everybody know who you are and where you're from, even though I just did it.
So hi everyone, welcome to the Michael Show. I appreciate it. Michael, thank you for the invitation. So my name is Eduardo Villegas. I'm a mortgage broker at Creditaria Mahana. So we do specializes in mortgages here in Mexico, but we just open up to the not Mexican or not residents of Mexico public. So everyone is now welcome to finally come here and invest, and of course get a credit down here in Mexico. And born and raised in Puerto Vallarta, so you can pretty much call me the original pata salada.
Mata Salada.
Have you ever heard that term before?
Yes, I have. The cab drivers and my Uber drivers always say that. I think because they some of them tell me I'm already pata salada, and then some of them say I need at least 10 years. I need 10 años.
You know what? We pretty much embrace everyone that comes right here to PV. So as soon as you make the
This is
decision
true.
to live in PV, you're a pata salada right away.
Yes, I agree. I agree, and it has been a beautiful experience since I came here. And the people are so welcoming, so loving, so generous, so helpful, and the way that they support each other is just beautiful. And just to give you guys a little backstory on this association, I met Juliana.
Juliana, correct.
Julia, I met her at a the pre-development grand opening at Valarte, and she gave me her card. And when I read it, she told me they worked in the credit financing field, and I was like, "Oh my God!" Because I was doing research trying to find different companies that offer financing, and I noticed that there weren't many. So when we had the meeting and you did the presentation, I was astounded because right now, from my research, I only know of three companies. And out of those three companies, you guys have the lower credit score requirement. And I think that is going to put you guys ahead of the game when it comes to allow helping people get qualified. So just let everybody know the name of the program and give us some details on what you're here to present today.
Yeah, for sure. So we pretty much work with all the baking agency here in Mexico, but there's one in specific that it's new to the market actually. It's called Credi. Credi. They are from Monterrey. They're not from PV, of course. It's their base is in Monterrey, but they pretty much work with everybody within Mexico. And they just open up this new credit opportunity for foreigners or not Mexicans to finally have the chance to invest here in Mexico. So it's a pretty solid program, and we just
Mhm.
want everybody to know and just get it out there. No, the opportunity is out there for everyone to take it.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's
All right.
I
And
mean,
if you want to go,
you want me to go ahead and do
go
the
ahead.
presentation? For sure. Let me
Yeah,
just.
if you're ready to go, we can go ahead and get into the presentation. And for all of our viewers that are tuned in, I want to let you guys know that we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. I will allow Facebook to get the first part of this presentation, and on the second part, I'll allow the Instagram viewers to get a taste. But if you want the full interview, it will be available on YouTube. And at the end of the interview, We will provide Mr. Eduardo with his contact information for you guys that are looking to get into financing real estate in Mexico. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add your presentation to the screen, and we are good to
Let,
go.
just let me know when you're able to see it.
Oh, we can see it. I already added it to
Oh,
the screen. Yep.
okay, perfecto. So let's start with the name, credit. Credit is just right there. It's a custom mortgage loan for your clients. It's for everybody to take. So do not think that just because you're a foreigner, you're not eligible to get a loan in here. That is a past. Now you're able to finally invest in property here in Mexico without having to touch your credit from the States or from Canada or from whatever you call home. So here's are the advantages of the programs that we work with. So you can pretty much get pre-qualified in less than 3 minutes. Everything is done through their platform. We do not need your signature. We do not need you to be physically in the office. We can pretty much do everything within the computer, messages, emails, phone calls. The annual rate in here, it starts with 11.6 and it's based on the terms of how long do you want to have to credit or
Hmm.
the factor of risk of the client. So it can be 1.6 and it can go all the way up to 11.84. I know it may sound a little bit high, but considering this is a few of the options here in the Mexican market, it's actually a pretty good interest rate. And
Yeah, it's
with
around
that,
around 11% is like average between 8 and 11%.
8 and 11 for sure. And then of course it's the term is up to 30 years. So you can pretty much choose if you want to pay the loan in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or go all the way up to 30 years. It's always up to the clients and they do have the right to choose what term they want to use. BS scores, so it goes down to being an independent worker to 628. And if you do work for an office, it's 609. So these are pretty much the lowest that you can get anywhere, which is really good. And then, of course, you can get loans from foreigners. It does not matter your immigration status. You can just have your American passport, your Canadian passport, or if you do have your immigration status all set up here in Mexico, we can also use that identification ID. And the last one, and not the least, is no account opening is required for direct pay debit. This you do need you do need to open up an account here in Mexico. It doesn't matter which bank. We were told like already 2 weeks ago that they were trying to use your home account to direct the payment. So that way you don't have to worry about to opening up account here in Mexico. Until now, they still haven't given us a notice, but we know for a fact that something like that it will be possible in the future. And of course, here's all the information that you're gonna need. So the minimum loan
Hello?
amount is, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, sorry. So the minimum loan amount is 500,000 pesos, which is about 25,000 US dollars. The minimum home value that we ask for, it's 1.2 million pesos, which is roughly about 75 US thousand dollars. We all know the properties are within that price. I'm pretty sure no one will have any issues with it.
it just 1 second, Eduardo. We
Uh-huh.
went out for a minute. The connection was out on both of our ends. So if you could not really start all the way over, but
Mhm.
if you can just go back to the last. You're still on the first slide, correct?
I actually changed to the second one.
See, because I only see the first slide, the credit slide.
Okay, the first one.
Yeah, we're still on the first. We only see the first slide.
Okay, so here's the second one. Can you see it?
Let me
It says our
remove
advantages.
and then let me remove and then add it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still on the first slide. 1 second. Okay, we're good now. Now I can see it. Yep, we're good to go.
Can you see it now?
Yep, we're good to go.
Perfecto.
Yes, we're good.
So I was talking about the advantages. Everything is right there. We can just get pre-qualified in 3 minutes. The interest rate starts from 11.6 all the way up. Terms will be up to 30 years if you choose to. Loans for foreigners, regardless of their immigration status. And then no account needs to be open to pay for the credit here in Mexico. And then here are the products. So to get a property here in Mexico, the minimum loan they can actually ask for them, it'll be 500,000 pesos, which is roughly between 23,000 US dollars. And the minimum home value is 1.25 million pesos, which is about 75 US dollars, which is still considered a good amount of a property that you will actually purchase because pretty much everything that you want to purchase here in Mexico starts with that price range.
Yes.
Annual interest rate between 11.16 to 11.84, terms up to 30 years. There is an opening commission that you guys need to know. This is a 2% of the credit value that you're asking.
Hmm.
So let me just do the math real quick because I'm not really good at it.
It's okay.
So if you were to ask for 1 million pesos, you will have to pay in commission 20,000 pesos, which is about
Okay.
for 1 million pesos is about $1,000. There is an administration fee that, of course, we will be charging to you monthly payments. So that one is 499 pesos plus the 60% value tax.
So there's an admin fee for basically for facilitating the loan,
For sure, that's correct.
and
So
we
that
pay
will
you
be,
guys 499 pesos every month to keep the loan open.
you will be paying that directly to credit, which is going to give you the loan, and that will be
Okay.
charged into your monthly payment.
Now, is mortgage insurance also included with this, or do we have to do that separate?
No, there's mortgage included within the credit and it will last all the credit life. So if your credit will be for 30 years, through all the 30 years, you will be fully covered with insurance.
Okay.
So it's pretty much a benefit that comes within acquiring a credit.
Head over to you.
And then we're just gonna jump into the client profile and the credit score. So the presentation has two profiles, Mexican profiles and not Mexican. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump directly into the not Mexican so you guys get the idea of what we asked for you to apply. So for foreigners, regardless of the immigration status, so the BC score, if you want your credit to be approved faster, if you do work with the company or with the or whether you are independent, if your score is 689 or below, you do will have to go to a committee. And what's the committee? The committee is a group of professionals that will
Hmm.
gather in. They'll study your process, your documentation, everything, and they'll
Hmm.
determine if you're eligible or not to get the loan. If you
Okay.
do have a
And
good
that's
credit,
and
tell
that's
me,
if your credit score is below 689 or 609.
689.
Okay, 689.
And without committee, that means that as soon as you put in your information and they see that your credit score is below, above 725, you'll get the approval right away.
Yeah, that's A1. That's good credit, of
It
course.
is. I mean, it's we will all hope, and not only us. I mean, even the clients that get the loans, that they all have a score like that. But I mean, it's pretty
Mhm.
hard to build it. So I mean, 689 and below, it's a pretty good start for anybody that would actually want to apply with it.
Yeah, that's still good. So, but the bare minimum is 609.
Six. So it's we always send them like anything below 689. We send them, and it's all subject to approval.
Okay, so it's according to the committee whether or not, from the research that they've done, according to your credit, the committee comes together, they review your credit profile, and then if your credit score is under 689, they come together and decide whether or not you'll be approved for the loan.
Correcto.
Okay.
And of course, the income validation for any country, you can be pretty much working within a company or you can be independent.
Okay.
And why would an application go through our committee? Well, any applications of also outside the credit policies, which we just talked about, will go within the committee and they will be the ones to decide whether you are eligible or not to get it. And then they check pretty much everything. They check your bank accounts. They check how long you'll be working with the company. They check your credit score, your bank status, your income. They pretty much
Mm-hmm.
all sit in together, review the
Mm-hmm.
information, and determine if you will be getting the credit or not.
So just to let you guys know, we're currently we just got off of Facebook Live. We're currently on Instagram Live. Just to let you guys know, we are interviewing Eduardo Villegas from Credi and Creditaria. This is a financing company located here in Puerto Vallarta, and Credi is based out of Monterrey, Mexico, and this is a financing company that helps the Americans and the foreigners obtain real estate in Mexico with their credit. They go off of the Canadians BC score, and for the Americans, it's off of the Experian, correct?
Correcto. It's from
Okay.
experience. We always ask that from our clients. I mean, there's many other companies that will give you a credit score, but the one that will always work best will be Experian.
Okay. All right.
And here's a credit committed. It's here's a map of Mexico, if you guys can see, and it tells you which states are the committed from.
We still see the our advantages screen. Yeah, we're still on the our advantages screen.
Listo. I
I'm not
just
sure
switched.
if it's a delay on my end or your end. It's still on the second slide. Okay, here we go. We're good now.
You're good now. Let me open up in
Yep.
here.
Property features.
Property features. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so the property that you are going to purchase, it does have to be located in a considered urban area. It does have to have all the services. It has to have water, electricity, uh, street lights, everything that you could need for a property. Otherwise, the bank or credit will say no right away. Residential or mixed land should not exceed more than 20% of the total construction. So if you are getting a house that has a 20% extension of a local space, retail space, you can still get the approval to buy the property. If this is more than 20%, the bank will say no right away. And of course, the minimum
Okay.
remaining useful life of the property has to be 1.2 times the credit term. And how do we determine this? By an appraiser that will go into the property, they will do a study, and they will determine whether the property is eligible or not for the bank to acquire the property, and of course for you to acquire it as well. So this is the documentations for Mexicans, which we will not talk about, and which is going to go straight to our documentations for foreigners. So here's the most important thing that you will need for us to send us. So income validation. If you're salaried, if you work with the company, you do need to be in the job for at least 18 months. if for some reasons you change jobs, the gap between those two jobs does not need does cannot exceed 6 months.
Okay. So
We do
basically,
need
if you work for a company and in between you leaving one company for another one, you can't have a gap of 6 months in
6 months.
between those
No,
jobs.
no. So you have to be at least 18 months in the job. If you switch jobs and you're 2 months in the new one, we will use the information of the previous job as well to complete your case. We will
Okay.
also need the last 3 months of bank statements. And when we say bank statements, we need the statements where you're getting your deposits from your company.
From
So
your
this
job.
means from your job, you cannot send us your savings company or any other statement or any other open banking account that you have. We have to see, or the committee needs to see, that the income is being deposited into one bank account so they that confirm that you actually have the money to pay off the loan.
So whatever job you guys work for, it needs to the direct deposit from that job needs to be reflected in your bank account because they're going to cross-reference that to verify that you have the income to cover the mortgage.
Mhm. And then, of course, if you, we will also need the employment certificate. This is a very simple letter that you can get from HR, just stating that you do work, in fact, for the company. It sometimes takes a little while for employees to get it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is a paper that is required from credit, so we do have to send it.
Yeah, we call it an offer letter.
Mhm. And then, of course, we're just gonna always need your credit report from the states or from whatever country you are from, and it does have to be specifically for people in living in the United States, an experience score. So that's it does have to be downloaded from the Experian website.
Okay.
And then it doesn't say right here, but if you do have your immigration status all set up here in Mexico, you can send us your ID, your MF2, or you can always send us your passport to be your identification that we're gonna show the bank.
Okay.
And the information that we need for somebody that is independent, a real estate and advisor, somebody has their own business. We're just going to need the last three bank statements and two complete annual tax returns from the year after and the year before. So it's 2023. We'll, of course, need 2022 and 2021.
Okay.
And just like the
Are we
other
still
one,
on
we
the
need your
property? Are are we still on the property feature slide? Because that's the one we're on here. That's the one we see.
we're right now on documentation for foreigners.
Yeah,
Sure,
I
you can
wonder
see
why the okay,
it's
now I
it's
see it. Whatever you just did. I don't know if it's moving slow, but I see it now.
it's probably moving
We're here.
slow. So there's all the information that we need from you guys to send us right here so we can put up your case, your profile, and then send it directly to credit.
And then this is included in the presentation that you sent me, correct?
Correcto. It's all included right there. So it's all the documentation that
Okay.
we need. And either way, just in case you do have any questions or you guys have any doubts about it, feel free to
Mhm.
always ask to us, send us an email, message, send us an email, or even a phone call.
And is it okay if I post some of this presentation to my social media just in case this
Oh,
doesn't, uploads correctly?
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Feel free to do so.
Okay.
I mean, we made up this presentation so everybody can have it and everybody can see it. So feel free to
Okay.
send it out if you have anybody that will ask for it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And then I just switch up to another screen. Can you see it?
No, we're still on the income validation. Okay, now I see documentation for foreigners.
Honor. So as I said before, we do need your passport just in case you do not have your immigration status figured out here in Mexico. And then the timeline and the paperwork. So after you apply for your credit and you get approved, you still got need to get a permission by the SRE, which is the Secretariat of Foreign Relationships here in Mexico, to acquire property here in Mexican territory. So that will process will take between 7 to 10 days, and Credi will help us get all this documentation for you guys. So in this case, it's something that you do not have to worry about.
So is that like another committee that goes over your information to decide whether or not you can get a property here, or
So no, so this committee is actually from the Mexican government. So whenever you are
okay?
gonna get the property in Mexico, you have to get a permit. So that's the permit that you have to get in order to buy some property here.
And that is the Secretariat of Foreign Relations.
Correcto.
And every foreigner has to get a permit from them in order to purchase property.
Hmm. And then, of course, the most important thing out of here is the bank trust. So, as you may know, since 1992, I believe, it was possible for foreigners to get property here in Mexico through a bank trust. So, that's something that will continue to now. So, you do have to get all that as well. And the good thing about credit is that they take all of this and they put in the paper format so you're able to get it.
And that is the fideicomiso.
The fideicomiso, correcto.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's a pretty simple process. It's and again, I mean, everything is done through the computer. You do not need to show up. You do not need to sign any papers. We always talk to our clients through email, through phone calls, through Zoom calls, to everything, and they all pretty much send us their documentations through email and just put it into the system. So it's actually pretty simple. The only thing that will take the longest is for our clients to pile up all the information and then send it to us.
And send it to you, right? Then there's a website for them to apply, correct?
There's a website, but we usually always try to have them contact us because the
First,
website is
right?
in Spanish. It's in Spanish, so it will be a little hard for them to actually go in there, open up their accounts, try to
Okay.
send the documentation. So it's a bit hard.
So they need to contact you first anyway.
They have to.
Okay, good. So if you want to go ahead and provide them with that contact information,
Yeah, for sure.
if you guys are interested in getting into credit and obtaining a cross-border mortgage loan to assist you in purchasing real estate in Mexico. Again, they are stationed in Monterrey, Mexico, but we have a location here in Puerto Vallarta. This is Eduardo Villegas. He is a representative and he just did his presentation on the buying process here in Mexico.
Mm. I'm trying to upload the presentation, but I don't know how. Is it okay if I send it to you and you can put it on the chat?
Yeah, you can put it in the chat and then I'll upload it onto my social. I'm gonna make another post anyway with it. So if you want to, you can just send it to me on WhatsApp and then I'll post it
Oh,
later.
perfecto. We'll do that. I just send it to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Eduardo Villegas. If you want to verbally say them, tell them your email or contact information, you can go ahead and tell them if you want.
Oh yeah, so let's start with the phone number. So it's 322-132-6566. And my email address is e.villegas, as in Villegas, at creditaria.com.
e.villegas@creditaria.com. I am
Correcto.
going to add this to the posting so that you guys can contact him if you guys are interested again in obtaining a mortgage loan to purchase, buy real estate in Mexico. Again, the terms can go up to 30 years. They will be pulling from the term can go up to 30 years. They will be pulling from your experience score, your employment information. There doesn't need to be a 6 month gap in between your employment history. And each employer, you need to be there for at least 180 days. They will require 3 months worth of bank statements, and your bank statements need to reflect your job direct deposits. So they need to be able to see that you are being paid directly from this company. There is an admin fee every month that you pay credit 499 pesos to obtain and keep the loan in good standings. And I think you said the minimum for the mortgage loan is 1.25 million pesos.
Oh no, that's the property value.
Oh, the property value. So the property value needs to be, is that at least or the maximum?
The list.
So the least the property needs to be is 1,250,000. The minimum loan was 500,000, correct?
Correcto. Which is
Okay.
like 25 US dollars.
Right.
Thousand.
So the minimum loan is 500,000 Mexican pesos, which equates to around 25,000 USD. The credit score minimum is 609. To alleviate having to go forth the committee, your credit score needs to be above 689. If your score is below 689, they will go to a review board committee. They will review your banking information, your employment history. They will review all of your documentation, and then they will unanimously come to a decision as to whether or not you apply for the loan. Correct?
Correcto.
Is there anything that I left out that you want to add?
No, you're all good. You're taking over my job.
No, no, I don't want to do that. We got to work together. Thank you so much, Eduardo Villegas. Again, if you guys want to contact him, his contact info is e.villegas@creditaria.com. Give them the phone number again one more time.
Yeah, for sure. It's 322-132-6566.
And that country code for Mexico here is plus 52.
52.
For some of you who don't know the international phone numbers and stuff like that, is this number accessible via WhatsApp?
It is. It is.
Okay, so you can just plus 52, and then you said 322.
132-6566.
1326566. Eduardo
Mhm.
Villegas from Creditaria. We are currently in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Thank you so much. We are going to do another promo video. I'm going to message you after this so that
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
for sure.
schedule yeah, so that we can schedule a in-person interview. This one was kind of sketchy with the connection. Mine messed up, yours messed up.
But
so
I'm just happy it worked out at the end.
yes, I'm glad everything worked out. And we have the information that we need, and I'll be ready maybe sometime next week so that we can do another video and just to kind of go over some more details. And also, I would like to interview you inside of TV Mar, TV radio station studio here. So if
Oh, for
we could
sure.
come together and schedule that, we won't have to worry
I'm,
about any hiccups.
I'm up for it.
Okay, cool. So I'll message you after this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, Michael. Take care. Have a good one.
All right, you have a good day too, sir.
Bye, guys.
Thank you. All right, you guys, that was Eduardo Villegas from Creditaria, Credi. Um, it is very important to be on the front end of information when it comes to options, especially for foreigners who are looking to invest into real estate in other countries. I want you guys to understand that it is very rare that we have these opportunities because every credit system in every country is not the same. Experian Equifax TransUnion is not applicable in every country. Um, USD, US dollars is not applicable in every country. although it might be acceptable in some despise it or some choose not to um, use it as an option. So just be mindful of these things. And again, I want to thank Juliana, I want to thank Eduardo, and I want to thank Credi for these opportunities for us to be able to develop our real estate portfolio and purchase real estate in Mexico. Thank you again so much. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you to our followers and our supporters. Thank you to our sponsors for continuously sponsoring our show. This has been another installment of The Real Right Show. We are live in full effect on Sundays from 5 to 7 p.m. Let's go.